Hey guys, it's Nadia here, and just this past Saturday, August 1st, the Common Application opened up. And so if you are a high school student and you have made the decision to continue your education and go on to college or university, this video is for you, and it is a stressful time for everyone, and I am all about lowering the cortisol in our system and removing stress. So I made this video where I'm just going to talk about basically how to apply to college and break it down and give some tips in there, and also just try to make it a stressful time, so make applying to college easy. So that's what the purpose of this video is. If you have never been to my channel before, welcome. I'm a sophomore at the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, and I really like talking about college, I guess. So yeah, I hope you find this video helpful. Just a heads up before we get started, I do not know the process for if you are getting a GED and then you're applying to college. This video is, I'm sure there are things in this video that can apply to that, but I don't know the whole process. I'm just talking about like what I went through, what I did, my process. So this is for high schoolers planning to continue their education, and also it's for high schoolers in the US. I'm sure there are some things like getting recommendations and stuff like that that will apply internationally. I do not know enough about other countries' application systems, so I'm not eligible to talk about that. But yeah, so this is the video. It's a long intro, but let's get started and let's lower that cortisol so you stop freaking out about applying to college. Okay, so when I applied for college, this was like 2 summers ago now, I was that person who was really excited. So since like May, in the beginning of the summer, I was like looking up everything. Can't wait for the application to open up, Common App, I'm ready to go, woo, you know? And because of that, I probably got started a little bit too early, or maybe I was just excited, I don't know. But so the first thing I want you to do, if you are planning to continue your education, is to create a college application resume. And what this is basically what you will give to the teachers or the adults that you want to write recommendations for you. So this will make their job a lot easier, but also help you make sure that they talk about the things you want them to talk about, but also they'll obviously add their own input. The college application resume is basically where you give a brief like synopsis about who you are. Most of your teachers, they know a lot about you already, because if you are talking to them already to write a recommendation, I'd assume that you feel as though they like you, so they probably know a little bit about you. But this also includes like generic like ACT score, SAT score if you want, your GPA I put, the clubs you were involved in, the extracurriculars, what you aspire to do, your hobbies possibly. It's not that complicated to create, but down in the down bar below, I'm going to link a Google document to the application resume that I sent to my teachers. So it's like a template, you can take inspiration from it and like use the template or adapt it to your own. So I have that for you guys as a resource. This is something that I found really helped, at least I think it did. And also something as well, when you send it to your professors or teachers, I say professors now because in college I've like adapted to that, but I sent this in mid-July just because I was over the top like excited, but you don't have to do that. I would send it though as soon as possible and basically just say, hello so-and-so, send it to each teacher individually. Hello so-and-so, hope you're having a great summer. Always, you know, be nice. I hope you're having a great summer, and I was just wondering if you felt that you could write a strong recommendation for me as I applied to colleges. Make sure you put the word strong recommendation, because that way you're letting the teachers know that you want them to write a good recommendation, not just like a generic fill in your name like dear, because a lot of teachers have a template that they just keep recycling over and over again, and colleges know this. So you want to reach out to someone and make it clear to them that you want them to see if they'd be able to write a strong recommendation. Sorry, I'm looking at my computer. I would suggest I sent it to like 4 or 5 teachers, and so I was just doing that as soon as possible, simply also because a lot of teachers are going to be asked by many students to write recommendation letters, so you want to appreciate their time and understand that they're giving a lot of time to their students, so you don't want to go to them last minute when like a week before your deadline's due, your application, and be like, I really need you to write this application, and they have like 50 more to write. So the earlier you get to your teachers, the more you value their time and the more you make it clear to them that you like respect the time that they're giving to you to write your application. So that is something to do. Yeah, so that's the first step. That's what I did the first thing. And that was also the reason that was the first thing I did also, is because that was the only thing I could do before the Common App actually opened. So yeah. Okay, and now for the actual Common App. If you're applying to a college that doesn't use the Common App, you can skip this part, I guess. But the Common App is basically just, I'm gonna do a brief synopsis. I'd assume you know what it is, but if you don't, it's just like a overall application that you send to all the colleges that you want to apply that are partnered with the Common App, and it basically makes the process a lot easier because all the generic things you'd have to send to every Common App anyways, or to every application anyways, you only have to fill it out once. So it makes everything a lot easier. So the Common App, once you sign up and apply, or sign up and register for the account, there are different, like, 4 tabs. There is the dashboard, there's the My Colleges, Common App, and then College Search. So the first thing I want you to do when you make a Common App is go to the College Search tab, and basically you look up the colleges that you know you want to apply for. And once you locate them, you check a box next to the college name and click Add. And what that does is that adds that college to your My Colleges tab. So that's the first thing you want to do, and you can add colleges if you are halfway through the application process, or let's say it's October and you're like, you know what, I want to apply to this college. You can add colleges to your My Colleges tab at any time. So that's the first thing I want you to do. Then you fill out the Common App. So the Common App is the 3rd tab. Basically, it's divided into 6 tabs. There's Profile, Family, Education, Testing, Activities, and Writing. And so the Profile section is basically just like your personal info, citizenship status, address, things like that. And then the Family tab talks about your household, your parents or guardians, and talks about like their education level, their occupation, and also your siblings and like your siblings' education level, if you have siblings. And then the Education tab, you put basically your current or most recent school. So if you're in high school, you put your high school down, and then you put your GPA, class ranking, things like the classes you're taking during your current year, so the classes you're taking your senior year, any academic honors you've received. Sorry, I don't know why I did this. You received, and also your future plans. So it'll say like your career goals or your education plans, and also the highest education goals that you have if you're aspiring to get your go to graduate school as well, if you want to go to get your doctorate, things like that. And then the testing section is really quick. It just asks if you would like to self-report your scores on tests like the ACT, SAT, subject tests, AP test, etc. That's a really quick tab. And then the activity section is one that I hope you've done enough activities or been involved in your school to fill it up. Activities are basically you just report all the extracurriculars that you were in, what you did in them, and also if you had any leadership positions and how long you were involved. And then there's the writing section, and that's where you write your personal essay, and the Common App gives you 5 prompts, and it has to be 250 to 650 words. And so this is the personal essay for your Common application, and just keep in mind that each individual college you decide to apply to may have additional essays, or most likely will have additional essays they'd like you to write. And so my tip on the essay part of it, just like a generic tip, not the actual essay writing tip, is to write your essay in Microsoft Word or some other word processor, because you want to be able to like spell check and just format properly and just not worry about like writing it in the little like box that they give you on the Common App website. So that's just a tip. It's not that big of a deal, but I just found that I think it would make your life a lot easier. Okay, so once you do that, then you go to the My Colleges tab. So each college that you had added to the Select Colleges tab before where you clicked Add, all those colleges should be on there. Each college will have its own questions that you want to answer. So the University of Michigan, when I applied, they also asked like additional questions about my family, like if any members had previously attended the University of Michigan and things like that. So colleges have like specific questions geared towards their school that you need to fill out. This is also where they have their additional essays. So same recommendation I'm going to make, write them first on Microsoft Word. Make sure you have as many eyes as possible checking out your essays, because you want to get as much feedback as possible. And then you just then copy and paste into the box they have on the page. And then also on this part of the My Colleges tab, each college lets you invite the people you choose to write recommendations for you. So once you reach out to your teacher or adult that you want to write a recommendation for you with the college application resume in a separate email completely like apart from the Common App, once you get a response from them saying, yes, I'd love to write a recommendation for you, you rock, let's go, then you will send an email, put their email through the Common App, and the Common App will handle everything from then on out. It'll shoot them an email with, I'm not a recommendation person, but this is basically, they get an email and the teachers know what to do. So do not do that though before you reach out to them first separately, whether in person with your college application resume or with the email with your college application resume, because if I'm a teacher, well, I'm assuming I'm not a teacher, but if I was a teacher and I just got a random email with no other message and it says the Common App so-and-so wants you to write a recommendation for them, if you didn't reach out to me personally and like try to make some direct contact, and let's say I haven't had you in my class for a year or so, I may or may not put a lot of effort into your essay, or I may not even do it at all. So you don't want to deal with that stress, and also you don't want to be rude to your teachers or those that you want to recommend. So yeah, just be polite and just think about things like that. There's also the dashboard tab that I mentioned earlier, and this is a great place to keep track of everything. The dashboard has basically the list of colleges. It says if you filled it, like lights will go green as you complete tasks or complete the application. So, and it also has like the deadline for the application. So as you're applying and you just want to check like, oh, the deadline for the University of Michigan's coming up, I need to apply, and you're like, I'm pretty sure I've completed everything. Instead of having to go through every single tab on the Common App to make sure you completed it, you just go to the dashboard, click the University of Michigan, and then it will tell you which parts are complete and incomplete, so you can directly go to those and finish it, and it'll be great. So that's for that aspect. And then also transcripts. Obviously you need to send your high school transcript to the college, and so if your school is not partnered with parchment.org, which I'll talk about it in a second, then I'd assume you basically just go to your counselor's office, tell them the schools you want them to send your transcript to, and be done with that. But if your high school is partnered with parchment.org, which is what my high school is partnered with, that makes your job a lot easier. It's awesome. So parchment.org is basically a website. You sign up, make an account as always, and then when you make the account, you have to make sure that you choose for highest level of education, completed high school, not yet enrolled in college. So once you do that, the platform allows you to easily send your transcripts to your colleges that you want to apply to without any hassle. And basically, you select your high school, and then from there you choose the colleges you want to apply to. Then you say, like, you make an order and you say you want your transcript sent to such and such school, and then the parchment.org goes to your high school via online communication, and basically your school is informed of where to send your transcripts, and it's done. And you're basically informed when your school receives the notification you want your transcript sent, and you receive like notification when the college you want to apply to receives your transcript. And I would do this as soon as possible. The second you know you want to apply to a school, send your transcript there, even if that's before, or do it before. Like if you haven't finished the application, let's say your deadline is January 1st, and you just send your application or your transcript before the deadline, because there's usually a slight delay, so you're going to want to just get that out of the way so you don't have to worry about it anymore. Done. So that's my tip on parchment.com. Just do it as soon as possible. It's not that big of a deal, so you just shouldn't worry about it. Just get it out of the way. And then also test scores. Colleges want to see your ACT score, your SAT score if you took it, subject test, AP test, all that jazz. So to send your ACT score, go to actstudent.org, and then sign up when you registered for the ACT, or you just sign up and you're good to go. And then collegeboard.org is where you go to send your SAT test scores, AP test scores, subject test scores, things like that. I only took the ACT and AP tests, so I've only used collegeboard.org for my AP tests. And unfortunately, it costs money to send it to each school, so if you're for sure that you want to apply to a school, then I would send the ACT score and other test scores to that college. But the transcripts don't usually cost anything, so that's why I'm saying do all of them for sure. But keep in mind, for the test scores, you're usually going to have to pay like $10 or $20, I think, which is crazy, but so just be more certain when you are sending the test scores that you're for sure planning to apply to the school. So that's that. And same as the parchment, like I said 2 seconds ago, when you know for sure you want to apply for that school, 100% send your test scores and get that out of the way, because there's also a delay with that usually, so you just want to avoid delays and also putting stress on you, just avoid the hassle. Okay, so that's basically everything. Random tips, I guess. Get started as soon as possible. It opened up this Saturday. Get on that. Senior year is awesome in high school, but things get hectic pretty quickly, so you want to, what I would do, I'm pretty sure by like mid-August I already had like most of my essays written, or at least halfway done or completed. Not like checked by anyone, but like, because senior year, senioritis kicks in eventually, like you want to get things out of the way while you're so motivated. That way you aren't scrambling to produce like a quality essay and quality application. Make sure you know when your deadlines are. I cannot stress this enough. Like, you do not want to think that something is not, the deadline's January 1st, but find out, oh no, actually it's November 1st, and be like put in for a little like stress ride. Let's lower that cortisol. Remember, do not put yourself in that situation. Do not wait last minute. That is the biggest thing. Do plan everything. Prioritize this. If you're planning to continue to your education, you've obviously put in 12 years of hard work, so don't wait last minute and kind of not waste 12 years, but like prioritize this. This is important. For your essays, have many eyes read your essays. I may or may not make a college application essay video, possibly, may or may not. I don't know if I feel qualified enough to talk about that, but I may just talk about my experience, and you can take from that what you will. Ask for recommendations now. I mentioned that earlier, but please do this. Your teachers are going to be asked by so many people, so you want to get to them as soon as possible. You want to make it clear to them that you value their time. You're not going to wait last minute and put them in an uncomfortable or very stressful situation, because they are teachers, they do a lot of hard work, and we need to value their time. And then stay calm. That is the big thing. I was really excited about this, so I feel like I stressed myself out to get it all done during the summer. In the long run that worked out for me, but I don't think, there's no point stressing yourself out when you don't have to. So if you calm yourself down, you make a plan, and you say, I'm going to do this, I want to have this done by this day, this done by this day, just stay calm. It's all gonna be okay. And also, unfortunately, applying to colleges, some colleges have really large application fees, and it's kind of annoying, but it's unfortunately the way things are. So understanding that, I would suggest applying to as many colleges as you're financially able. So a lot of colleges, like, they don't require essays. I don't believe there's an application fee. I know for quite a few. So for those colleges, I would just suggest applying to as many colleges as possible. So there are colleges you're going to have to pay application fees, and if you are financially able to and you want to, do that. But also there are colleges that do not require essays. They do not require financial, like, money. They don't require money to apply. So I would apply to those in addition, and just as many, because you never know, like, the scholarships you may get, or something might work better for you than you thought. So you want to keep as many options open. So I would suggest, yes, applying to as many colleges as financially able. That's a tip. And then also for the schools, like I just said, that don't use the Common App, you're gonna have some that, like, you're gonna have to fill out everything all over again. It's not using the Common App, and that might be a little bit annoying, but just do it. Apply. Yes. And then also, like, just apply to as many as possible. Oh, I think I applied to like 8 or 9, and there were some, like, I knew I didn't really want to go to, but I just applied just in case, like, something happened. I would have, like, many backup plans. So yeah, that is basically everything. I hope this kind of helps a little bit. Like I said, my application resume that I want you to get started on now is in the down bar below. It's a template. You can copy and paste it to a Word browser or Word processor and just get started doing that. I may or may not, I'm going to also include, I'm going to look up the template I sent to the email I sent to my teachers, so you can see an example of the email you want to send to the teachers or people that you reach out to write a recommendation. So that way everything's out of the way. Recommendations also, quick thing, just make sure that you tell your teacher when the deadlines are. And also, if you're doing early application deadline for school, I highly recommend doing that. I believe the University of Michigan, when I applied, it was November 1st, and I submitted my application October 26th, which I don't know if is like cutting it short. I was waiting on a recommendation, which is the thing you want to reach out to your teachers as soon as possible, also so you aren't waiting on recommendations in the end, because some teachers, no matter how early you get to them, they have so many that they can't help but get it to you close to the deadline. So you just want to make sure, empathize with them, understand that they have a lot to write, but you also want to watch out for yourself so you get to them as soon as possible. Yeah, I feel like I keep saying that, but okay, I really hope this video helped. I'd really appreciate a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions at all about anything, even if you're like filling out the Common App and you have a question, I made a Common App account for this year just so I could be able to go in there and like actually see it with my own eyes. So if you need help, comment below and I will get back to you as soon as I can, and hopefully be able to give you a step-by-step if you're stuck with somewhere in the process. I made an account on parchment.org or parchment.com and commonapp.org.com, or the Common App, it's easy to find, to help you. So that's it for my video. I feel like this entire video there's been a glare on this eyeglass. I hope that wasn't annoying for you, but yeah, I hope everyone's having a great summer. If you're applying for college, this is an exciting time. Enjoy your senior year, and I hope to see you back in the future via my videos. So also, if you want to follow me on Twitter or my social media accounts, they're also in the down bar below. Subscribe, thumbs up, have a lovely day, and I will talk to y'all later. I don't know why I just said y'all, but bye.